A lot of times when people have back pain or they're working to prevent back pain or you have back pain, you always hear core exercises. I've got back pain, I need a stronger core. I need to do planks. I need to brace my core. I'm not going to say that's untrue, but that is not maybe the best way in. If you've tried that, if you've tried doing tons of planks and core exercises and you're still dealing with back pain, that's kind of your answer. We want our midline in the center of our body to be adaptable to whatever our hands and feet need it to do. So if we are always thinking about bracing our core, you always hear this cue in so many fitness classes of suck your navel to your spine. That's like literally the worst thing that you can do because it locks up the center of your body. It reduces the amount of movement that you can accept and create. And it creates a lot of tension and tightness, and it increases tone. It makes your body think that it has to protect more. Think about this for one moment, and we're going to move on to our next exercise. When you are walking, eating, running errands, working, moving through your day, can you think of a time when your hip or your shoulder moves without your hand or your foot initiating it? So especially with the upper body, if you can come up with something that you do during your day where your shoulder moves and your hand doesn't initiate that movement, please tell me. It probably doesn't exist. Same thing with lower body movement. Maybe if you're kind of sitting on the floor, you're moving your legs around, but our movement through the real world, through our day-to-day lives, is driven by our hands and our feet. But for some reason, fitness and rehab don't follow that principle. It's like, oh, your shoulder hurts? Let's do tons of shoulder exercises and not involve the hand at all. So then you go back into your real world and you start to use your hand, you're like, oh, my shoulder still hurts. Well, that's because we haven't integrated this at all. And that's true for the center of the body. Your back is like the center. This is like your center of gravity right here. So the way that your feet and your hands are absorbing all of the things around you has a huge, huge impact into the center of the body. And that's what we're working on by doing some of these exercises with the feet on the chair. And now we're going to progress to upper body. So this one is going to be on hands and knees. So for Jane, you can do this one standing. And Natalie, you can do this one standing too. So I'll show it both ways. I'm just making sure everyone can see me. So if you're standing at the wall, you're going to place your right hand on the wall. And if you are on hands and knees, you're going to place your right hand on your bed or chair and have your left hand on the ground. Same idea applies here. But because you're not lying on the floor anymore, you have to have a little bit more awareness of the back of the body. Can you find a little bit of that tucked position? Feel the back of the rib cage lifting up towards the floor and gently move the chin away from the chest. And just breathe in and out through your nose. So once that's in place, you're good. Then you've either got your hand, if you're standing, you're doing the same thing. You're finding that same position. It's gonna feel like you're slouching and you're gonna be like, what? This makes no sense. Trust me. Standing like this with a big arch in your back is not doing you any favors for this purpose. So you're finding kind of that rounding, the chin's lifting up. You're gonna start to ramp up from a 1 to a 4, pressing the hand into the wall or into the chair. Same idea. And you're going to hold it there as you breathe through your nose, as you maintain this position through the center of the body for a minute. And notice if you start to lose the breath, if you start to lose the position through the center of the body, if you start to press the hand more than a 4 or way less than a 4, right? These are all indications that the hand and the arm are not tolerating load as well as they could. And that is going to show up in the center of the body. The center of the body is going to take on the job. It's going to do the work for you. So continue to hold here for another maybe 3 to 4 breaths. All right, so from here, now we're going to start to work a little bit more, just kind of feeling some awareness of the center of the body. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to press your right hand into the floor. It's like you're pushing the floor away with your right hand. And just notice what you notice. What do you feel happening through the center of the body? And then relax. And then you'll do the same. You'll push the floor away with the left hand and notice what you feel through the center of the body. And also what you feel through your legs. How are your knees and kind of your feet engaging? And then relax. Then try to push your left knee, or Jane, as you're standing, try to push your left foot into the ground more and relax. And then push your right foot into the ground. This works really right now just as well standing. So if you guys would rather try it standing, it's really interesting to see how these patterns show up in all positions. This is why it's great when people have things going on, because it just kind of forces you and asks you to think differently and explore different things. So then try that again. Push the right hand into the floor, or push the wall away from you with the right hand. Notice what you feel through the center of the body. Push the left hand away. And see if you can start to notice some diagonal relationships here. That when the left hand pushes, the right leg or right foot engages. And when the right hand pushes, the left foot or the left leg engages. Cross body on diagonals, all of our movements. Again, these are movement patterns we're born with. Everything is cross body. When you walk, opposite leg, opposite arm. And so that shows up in kind of the structural relationships and the way things kind of coordinate together. All right, so now let's just try a couple more variations of that. Take the hands maybe wider than your shoulders. And you can do this standing too. And play around with this pressing action. And notice how it feels different when the hands are wider. Do you feel different sensation through the center of the body? You could take the legs wide. So just take maybe a minute here to explore on your own different positions of hands and knees, or standing, hands at the wall, with different widths, maybe close into the body, maybe farther away. And notice how the diagonal relationships show up when you push the left hand, how it coordinates with the right leg, and vice versa. And if you don't feel that, that's interesting. That's really important. So if you push your right hand and you don't feel your left leg activating in some way, that's important information for you. There's a disconnect there that needs to be reestablished, or vice versa. Another moment or two here. Try to keep breathing in and out through your nose. Okay, and then take a rest. So come off your hands and knees. You can sit, you can stand, you can sit back on your heels.